Yo, what's going on YouTube? GZTV, back with another video. In this video, we are going to be talking about the NFL. This week in the NFL, we're going to be going over all 14 games that happened this week, because I think this is one of the first weeks that we've had bye weeks. Let's see. They need 8 weeks for bye weeks. So from 16 to 14, I'm pretty sure they have bye weeks, or 6 to 14. Those weeks they have bye weeks. The hiccups. We have Thursday night football to talk about. We have the Washington Commanders. They played the Chicago Bears this week. Very interesting game. Another pretty bad Thursday night game, but at least it was a close game. A muffed punt and a Brian Robinson touchdown lift the Commanders over the Bears by 5. Brian Robinson got his first touchdown as a pro, so that's great. He had a great career at Alabama, comes in the league, he gets shot, has a minor setback, comes back, and that's a great game. So Carson Wentz went 12 for 22. Justin Fields went 14 for 27. He had 190 yards and a touchdown. He did have an interception, which proved to be costly on the turnover battle. Justin Fields also had 12 carries for 88 yards, so that's definitely something to credit him with. Terry McLaurin had 3 catches for 41 yards. Dante Pettis had a great game, 4 catches for 84 yards, including a great touchdown catch there. But yeah, that's that game. Moving on, Sunday, I don't really want to talk about this, but the Jets and the Packers, I was just in awe of the struggles that the Packers had. Jets continue a surge with a convincing 17-point win at Green Bay. Jets had a scoop and score on a blocked punt. Jets also blocked a field goal from the Packers. Breece Hall broke out for a 34-yard touchdown. Rodgers and Lazard had some decent throws. And the Jets were just manipulating the Packers defense, tricking them every which way. So Zach Wilson went 10 for 18 and had 110 yards. Rodgers went 26 for 41 and had a touchdown. Breece Hall, he has been showing out this year. 20 carries for 116 yards and a touchdown. On the receiving end, we had Corey Davis, 2 catches for 52 yards. So the Jets were just firing on all cylinders in offense, and I really like the Jets and their team. I like Sauce Gardner. I like Breece Hall. They have some great other rookies. Garrett Wilson. They just have a great team, I feel like. Not a great team. They have a good team, and I feel like they're like this year's Bengals, except the shitty start. Next, we're going to talk about the 49ers and the Falcons. Marcus Mariota accounts for 3 touchdowns. The Falcons beat the Niners by 14. Marcus Mariota was cooking. Jalen Hawkins had a clutch play. Kyle Pitts with the Dirty Bird celebration. Marcus Mariota was just faking out their defense, and Brandon Ayuk had a solid game as well for the Niners, though. Jimmy Garoppolo went 29 for 41, 296 yards and 2 touchdowns, but the 2 interceptions were quite costly. Marcus Mariota 13 for 14 with 2 touchdowns. Let's see. Again, Brandon Ayuk, 8 catches for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think probably one of his best games, if not his best game all year. And Zacchaeus of the Falcons had 4 catches for 58. So he continues to play pretty good for them. Moving on to the Patriots and the Browns. Patriots bury the Browns. Bill Belichick ties Hollis with his 324th win. Ramondre Stevenson, that is like a beacon of hope for this Patriots squad. Tyquan Thornton had a good play. Donovan Peoples-Jones for the Browns, though. And Bailey Zappi, what a fucking game for this guy. This is only, I want to say, his second start of the season? I think so. I'm not sure, actually. I don't remember. No, it's his second. No, it's his third start in the NFL, I believe. But he's fucking showing out. Tyquan Thornton, first NFL touchdown. Looking at the highlight players, 24 for 34, 309 yards and 2 touchdowns. for Bailey Zappi. On the other end, Jacoby Brissett, he threw for 266 yards and a touchdown, but had 2 interceptions, so the mistakes continue to come for him. Devontae Parker had 4 catches for 64. That's not bad. Donovan Peoples-Jones, he had 4 catches for 74 yards. Yeah. Jaguars and Colts. Matt Ryan and Alec Pierce hook up in the final minute. Colts beat the Jags by 7. Matt Ryan with some clutch fourth quarter heroics. Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk finding each other a couple times. The Colts have that big-ass tight end that they've been using. Trevor Lawrence had 2 rush touchdowns, and Paris Campbell as well had a touchdown. Those are kind of the highlights. Trevor Lawrence went 20 for 22 with a touchdown. Matt Ryan, 42 for 58 with 3 touchdowns. Travis Etienne, what a game for the Clemson guy. 10 carries for 86 yards. And an even better game here for Deion Jackson, a third-string running back for the Colts. He came out, I don't know. He didn't have a great game. Never mind. Michael Pittman, though, for the Colts, he had 13 catches for 134. Quite an impressive outing for him. But yeah, let's move on. We have the Vikings and the Dolphins. Are the Vikings for real or what? Dalvin Cook's late touchdown gives the Vikings an 8-point win over the Dolphins. Yeah, Dalvin Cook, man. Mike Gesicki with one of the shittiest gritties around, and Jamar Chase had something to say about it. Adam Thielen. There were a bunch of touchdown celebrations in this game. Adam Thielen. Great interception by the Vikings defense. Irv Smith, Kirk Cousins finding Irv Smith a couple of times. But, let's look at this one. Kirk Cousins, he went 20 for 30 and had 2 touchdowns. Teddy Bridgewater, he came out 23 for 34, 329 yards and 2 touchdowns. But again, 2 interceptions from that guy. He kind of has the same similar situation that, Jacoby Brissett has, We thought the Dolphins were going to come out and just shit on people, and ever since the Tua injury, I think they're 0-3. I think Tua won all 3 games as a starter. So, wait, no, he didn't. He went 2-1, and then since they've gone 1-2. Still bad, though. Dalvin Cook, 13 carries for 77 yards and a touchdown. Good running there. Justin Jefferson continuing to have a pretty solid season. 6 catches for 107. And Tyreek Hill, man, this guy's a beast. 12 catches, 177 yards. They lost, but I wanted to give him the spotlight because no one was really talking about him. Bengals and Saints. The Saints offense stalls as New Orleans loses a late lead. Jamar Chase, making some moves. Joe Burrow making the throws. Rashid Shaheed for the Saints. That's a hopeful guy. That's a young guy they can put their trust in. He's fast as hell, man. That man was zooming down the field. Joe Burrow had a running touchdown. Joe Mixon had a running touchdown. I think. No, he didn't have a run touchdown. But Joe Burrow, 28 for 37, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, just cooking the Saints defense. And the Saints have a good-ass pass defense, so let's not forget that. Andy Dalton, 17 for 32 and a touchdown, not much there. Joe Mixon had 8 carries for 45. Not a bad game for how many touches he had. Alvin Kamara, however you say his last name. 19 carries for 99 yards. Good game from him. Jamar Chase, 7 catches, 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. Probably the best game he's had all year, if I'm not mistaken. And, for the Saints, Tre'Quan Smith, not much, but he had 3 catches for 43 and a touchdown. So there's that for you. Ravens, Giants, great game here. Giants rallied from 10 down. They topped the Ravens by 4 on Saquon Barkley's run. Saquon Barkley, the deciding factor in a lot of these Giants games this year. Lamar Jackson threw a late pick. Strip sack from Kayvon Thibodeau. That's a young guy, Thibodeau. Daniel Bellinger had some plays. Mark Andrews got a touchdown. Wan'Dale Robinson scored his first career touchdown. So, man, the 5-1 Giants. Can you believe it? Lamar Jackson, 17 for 32, 210 yards and a touchdown, but he threw an interception, so it's unfortunate there. Daniel Jones, 19 for 27 with 2 touchdowns. Kenyon Drake, again, when a team loses, we don't talk about their players that much, but Kenyon Drake had a pretty good game here. 10 carries for 119 and a touchdown. Mark Andrews had 7 catches for 106 and a touchdown, so a good game from him as well. Let's move on to Buccaneers and Steelers. What is going on with Tom Brady and these Buccaneers right now? I mean, I'm a Packers fan and I'm concerned about my Packers, but we're talking about Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Mitch Trubisky comes off the bench as the Steelers stun Tom Brady and the Bucs, winning by 2. Devin Bush with a clutch 2-point conversion play. That's crazy. The Buccaneers have lost by 2-point conversions twice this year. Chase Claypool had a good-ass game. I mean, Trubisky was making them throws. Kenny Pickett unfortunately left the game, but Trubisky's like, you know what? It's my time to shine. I need to take this team back. And Tom Brady chewing out his offensive line, making nothing but excuses. I mean, he still came out 25 for 40 and a touchdown. It's not terrible there, but Mitch Trubisky lit it up. 9 for 12, 144 and a touchdown. Great consistency there for him. Receiving-wise, Chris Godwin had a good-ass game. 6 catches for 95, and Chase Claypool as well. 7 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah. Moving on, we have the Panthers against the Rams. The LA Rams rally in the second half to beat Wilkes and the Panthers by 14. Ben Skowronek, that's a guy for the Rams. I mean, isn't he? Darrell Henderson ran for a touchdown. Dante Jackson had a pick 6. Robbie Anderson getting sent to the locker room and shortly after getting traded to the Cardinals. So that's a very interesting situation. I'm sure the Cardinals are going to be profiting off of a guy like him. Allen Robinson with one of his better games of the year. Probably a great catch from him that game. Fucking P.J. Walker went 10 for 16. Matthew Stafford 26 for 33. Had a touchdown. Threw a pick, but I mean, you're playing the Panthers. Come on now. Christian McCaffrey had a solid game. 13 carries for 49. So, what else we got? McCaffrey on the receiving end as well. He had 7 catches for 89, while Cooper Kupp, 7 with the MVP candidate season like last season, continuing to play pretty good for this Niners squad. 7 catches for 80. Cardinals, Seahawks. Is it Geno Smith's year? It could be, man. Kenneth Walker runs for a key touchdown. The Seahawks beat the Cardinals by 10. Kenneth Walker III, the Michigan State guy, big play. Seahawks got a couple of turnovers, I believe. Tariq Woolen is a guy. That's a guy, man. Blocked punt for a touchdown by the Cardinals. All sorts of turnovers. Kyler Murray visually frustrated with the Cardinals, so... Yeah, I mean, he went 23 for 37. Kyler did, but he threw an interception. Geno Smith went 20 for 31. I think the fact that Seahawks kind of limited their turnovers a bit kind of won them the game. Kyler Murray, though, what a game running-wise. 10 carries for 100 yards. Zach Ertz at 7 catches for 70 yards. So that's I mean, on paper it looked really good for the Cardinals, but, man. Moving on here to the Bills and the Chiefs, probably one of the better games of the week. We've had plenty of good games this week, but this was a pretty good one. Bills rally to beat the Chiefs by 4 in a playoff rematch. Josh Allen making some plays on the run. Patrick Mahomes threw a late pick. Stephon Diggs had a couple touchdown catches. So did Gabe Davis and Juju Smith-Schuster with his best reception of the year. And I think it's one of the Chiefs' longer plays of the year. I thought I heard someone say that. Yeah, man, Josh Allen, MVP caliber season with 27 for 40, 329 and 3 touchdowns. I mean, Patrick Mahomes somewhat matched him. I mean, he went 25 for 40, 338, and 2 touchdowns, but the 2 interceptions really cost them the game at the end of the day. Devin Singletary, not a bad game from him at all. 17 carries for 85. Great games for the receivers, though. Stephon Diggs, 10 catches for 148 and a touchdown. And Juju's future with the Chiefs looking kind of bright here. 5 catches, 113 and a touchdown. Cowboys Eagles, we had the primetime Sunday game. The Eagles improved to 6-0. Jalen Hurts was the key in their 9-point win over the Cowboys. 3 interceptions from the Eagles defense. Obviously as divisional rivals, there were a lot of skirmishes in this game. A.J. Brown with the muscle for the Eagles offense, and Devontae Smith as well. Jalen Hurts was firing. I mean, Jake Ferguson, interesting. I don't know who that is. But Cooper Rush came out. He threw 181 yards and had a touchdown, but he threw for 3 picks, so not going to help you at all. Jalen Hurts having somewhat of an MVP season. Nothing too impressive, but 15 for 25, 155, and 2 touchdowns. Not terrible, I guess. Zeke had one of his best games of the year. 13 carries, 81 yards, and the touchdown. CeeDee Lamb had 5 catches for 68, while A.J. Brown had 5 catches for 67 and a touchdown. There was actually a line to see who would have the most receiving yards, and CeeDee literally beat him by 1, so that's interesting. Broncos and Chargers, the game from last night, the Monday night game. A late turnover and Hopkins' 4th field goal gives the Chargers an overtime win. A classic divisional game here. Dustin Hopkins. Broncos muffed some punts, made some mistakes, lost in overtime. Who knows what the future is for the Broncos? Drew Tranquill sacked Russell Wilson. Broncos had a couple of interceptions. I think their defense played a hell of a game, but Wilson had one good first quarter, and Broncos set out for Russ to win this game, but he just couldn't. It just couldn't happen for him. He threw 15 for 28. He had 188 yards and a touchdown. Justin Herbert went 37 for 57. He had a pick, but they were still able to win. Let's see here. Jerry Jeudy had 3 catches for 54 yards, and that is about it for the highlight players. That's going to do it. It's actually somewhat of a short video, so it's kind of nice. I'm out. Have a good rest of your day. GZTV. Every week we come in, we talk about football. It's been a fun season so far. My Packers are 3-3, but it's always great to see some of the young guys doing good things in this league.